So let's take a look at basic Maclaurin series and their expansions. So keep in mind that these are good to have memorized because when it comes to doing power series and geometric series, these Maclaurin shortcuts will help you a lot. So the first function we have is 1 over 1 minus x. And so this is equivalent to the infinite series from n equals 0 to infinity of x to the n. And so the first four terms is going to go like 1 plus x squared plus x cubed and so forth. So for each of these I'm going to write the function, the basic series notation, and the first four terms. So next we have e to the x, and e to the x in series notation is going to be from n equals 0 to infinity, and keep in mind all of these will be from n equals 0 to infinity of x to the n over n factorial. So the first four terms are going to look like 1 plus x squared over 2 factorial plus x cubed over 3 factorial and so forth. Now for sine of x, the series is going to be once again from n equals 0 to infinity of negative 1 to the n times x to the 2n plus 1 over 2n plus 1 factorial. And so the first four terms are going to be x minus x cubed over 3 factorial plus x to the 5th over 5 factorial minus x to the 7th over 7 factorial. And keep in mind that because we have a negative 1 to the n, an alternator, that is the reason why we change signs every term. Now cosine x is pretty similar to sine of x. It's going to be the series, once again from 0 to infinity. Now we're going to have negative 1 to the n times x to the 2n over 2n factorial. So the first four terms are going to be 1 minus x squared over 2 factorial plus x to the 4th over 4 factorial minus x to the 6th over 6 factorial and so forth. And finally we have arctangent or inverse tangent of x. And so that is going to be the series. This time we have negative 1 to the n times x to the 2n plus 1 over just 2n plus 1. So no factorial. So its inverse tangent is very similar to sine, it just doesn't have the factorial. So we're going to have x minus x cubed over 3 plus x to the 5th over 5 minus x to the 7th over 7 and so forth.